Hi, this is Mrs. Dahman. This is the read aloud of What is the Point of View number 3. We've looked at all the different points of view, considered the different perspectives that allow you to determine which point of view a story is being told from, and now we're practicing using the text, using clues found within the stories themselves to determine what point of view is being shared. Here is the read aloud of this story. Mrs. Hopkins had a love-hate relationship with the annual Phillips Speech Festival. The event required students to each pick a speech or passage from literature he or she really liked, memorize it, and recite it in front of the class. On the one hand, it was a great way for students to work on their public speaking. She also liked that it gave students the chance to immerse themselves in pieces of writing that really moved them. On the other hand, she didn't like the stress that it caused some students. Some told her that they found it difficult to pick something they liked. Many more, of course, dreaded public speaking. Sometimes it was both. This year, that was the case with Ralph Devers. Ralph was a very shy student, probably more than any other student in the school, and he was also really indecisive. Even in the cafeteria line, when Ralph had to choose between two entrees, his mind would start racing. He would build elaborate pro-con lists in his head to make even the smallest decisions. Usually someone else would still have to make them for him. Ralph was dreading the speech festival. He hated the idea of public speaking, but that was the second hurdle. He had at least a half a dozen pieces he wanted to read, and he couldn't pick one. Finally, he went to Mrs. Hopkins with his dilemma. She knew how stressful this could be for students, so she always told herself to be really patient. Mrs. Hopkins had Ralph stay after school and had him read each of the pieces aloud. After each one, she had him write a number of 1 to 100 down, representing how enjoyable the experience was and how good saying the words made him feel. There was a clear winner. It was a poem by Robert Frost. That made the decision easy for once in his life. Strangely enough, having made a definitive decision on something gave Ralph confidence. Solving one problem helped solve another. He used his newfound confidence to stride up to the front of the class without a stitch of fear in his body. He delivered the poem beautifully. In the back of the room, Mrs. Hopkins was filled with pride and gladness for Ralph. She was always thrilled when students overcame fear and were able to share their gifts with the world as a result. What point of view is this story written from? Prove your answer. When it says prove your answer, it's asking you to go back to the text. Look at your anchor chart, look at passages found in the text, and find passages that prove which perspective this is being told from.